Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel. Peter likes books. And this is my November wrap up, and I know that it's 10 days late, but oh well. I read 10 books in the month of November. I actually thought I read a lot more than that, but I have to tell you, I hit my goal already for the year. My goal was 102 books to read for the year, and I already hit it, and I was so excited. And what I really, really loved, and if I can find it in my phone, because I screenshot it, I was so excited. There's like this little celebration thing that happens on Goodreads, like when you hit your goal, and you go over there, and it's like all these little things, you know, like stars and balloons or something like that. So anyway, I hit my goal of 102 books. I'm very, very proud of myself. No, I'm not going to stop reading. I'm going to continue to read. I am currently reading Tic Tac Mistletoe, and it is a gay Christmas love story. They even say in the book that he says what is happening to him reminds him a lot of what do you call it, of a Hallmark Christmas movie. And it's so funny, because I got a comment on my vlog last night. This is for Monet. And Monet said that she reads a lot of romance. And because I was saying that it was very cozy and it was very sweet and all this kind of stuff. And I said, so anyway, she said that if she reads a romance and it doesn't have any steam or fire in it, then she doesn't want to read it. Well, let me tell you, okay? Towards the end of the book, you get some steam. You get all the words. Let me just say, I was like driving down the street in my car. I was drinking my coffee, listening to their cozy Christmas story, and I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, my cheeks got red, and I was like, oh my Lord, like this, they went in real quick here. So anyway, but that's what I'm currently reading. It's called Tic Tac Mistletoe. Between now and Christmas, I will be reading all Christmas books. Mostly Christmas cozy mysteries that I've been saving for right now. And then after Christmas, I am going to be reading the new Josh Lanyon book that came out in the Scrabble and Scandal and Scrabble series. And I will also be reading the new Misfortune book that just came out on Audible. I don't know how I'm going to wait until the 26th, but I'm going to force myself. Okay, so let's get into the books that I read in the month of November. Like I said, I read 10 books. And the first book that I completed in the month of December, November, time's going by. Was Behind the Horror, True Stories That Inspired Horror Movies. And this was our book for a True Crime Book Club for the month of October. We just had our live stream last Sunday for True Crime Book Club. We went over the October, did we do the November book or we did the October and the November book. And the November book, well, I'll get to that in just a second because I read that last month. I gave Behind the Horror, True Stories That Inspired Horror Movies, I gave it 2 stars out of 5. I just didn't feel like it was fully realized. We talked about it at length on the book club. I felt like there could have been so many more stories in there that weren't there. Most of the stories that inspired these movies, I knew, except for like Scream and maybe 1 or 2 other ones. I think it's like the town that was afraid of death or that stood still or something. I don't know. There's only like 2 or 3 in there that I had either never seen the movie or never heard of it. So I wasn't that wowed by the book, but it was an easy read. The next book that I read was book 1 in the Hannah Swensen series by Joanne Fluke, The Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder. And I have to tell you, it's interesting because I ended up giving this book 4 stars. I thought it was cute. Here, I'll go in here and I'll give you a little synopsis of what this is about, in case you're looking for cozy mysteries. When you search most popular cozy mysteries, this book comes up number 1, which is why I chose to read it. And they've also turned it into a TV series or a movie or something. Discover the delicious mystery that started it all. No one cooks up a delectable, suspense-filled mystery quite like Hannah Swensen, Joanne Fluke's dessert baking, red-haired heroine, whose ginger snaps are as tart as her comebacks, and whose penchant for solving crimes, one delicious clue at a time, has made her a best-selling favorite. And it all began on these pages with a bakery, a murder, and some suddenly scandalous chocolate chip crunchies, featuring a bonus short story and brand new mouth-watering recipes. It goes on and talks about all this kind of stuff. Okay. Where is it at? Hannah Swensen already has her hands full trying to dodge her mother's attempts to marry her off while running the Cookie Jar, Lake Eden, Minnesota's most popular bakery. But once Ron LaSalle, the beloved delivery man from the Cozy Cow Dairy, is found murdered behind her bakery with Hannah's famous chocolate chip cookie crunchies scattered around him, her life just can't get any worse. I mean, it's basically this cozy. I love the cozies, you know? So it's basically just like any other cozy mystery. There's like two men. She can't decide which one she likes better. There's a murder mystery, and there's like crazy characters and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I'll probably go on and continue to read the series. The next one that I read was book 1 in a cozy mystery series that I started in November, and I think the next 5 books are of the same series. I started this series, and you guys, it was recommended to me on Audible or Goodreads, and I have to tell you, I just was completely taken away, Klavan, take me away. I was completely just floored by this series. I absolutely fell in love with it and the characters. They're very, very short, and I have to tell you, next to Jana DeLeon, who writes the Misfortune series, I think this is my favorite cozy mystery of life, and that is Tanya Kappas. And this is the Camper and Criminals series. I just want to read you the synopsis for book 1 so it'll make sense better than me. Oh, it's long. Welcome to Normal, Kentucky, where nothing is normal. Mae West, a far cry from the Hollywood actress, has been thrown for a loop. Her plush lifestyle in the big city of New York comes to a screeching halt after the FBI raids her mansion and arrests her husband, Paul West, for a Ponzi scheme that rips people out of millions of dollars. Mae finds herself homeless, friendless, and penniless. All hope isn't lost. The only thing Mae got to keep that the government didn't seize is a tourist campground, Happy Trails, in Normal, Kentucky, and an RV to live in. One problem, Mae's idea of camping has room service. By the look of the brochure, Happy Trails has plush Kentucky bluegrass, a crystal clear lake, a beach chair with her name on it, and thoughts of how much money it could bring her after she sells it. Mae figures she'll take a couple weeks vacation with her toes dipped in the lake. Things aren't always as they appear. The Kentucky bluegrass is nothing but dirt, and the crystal clear lake is murky with green slime on top. Mae quickly finds out that Happy Trails and the citizens of Normal were also victims of Paul's schemes, making her lower than the lake scum in the residents' eyes. Anyway, it goes on and on and on. You guys, it is so fantastic. Then the local people take her in. There's a woman that's the manager of the camp trail or the campgrounds that becomes like her best friend. She redoes her whole camper in like a very simply chic kind of way. Every book has a murder, and I read the next 5. I think there's 14 in the series. I read the next 5. So that was Beaches, Bungalows, and Burglaries. I then read number 2, which is Deserts, Driving, and Derelicts. I then read number 3, which is Forest, Fishing, and Forgery. I then read number 4, which is Christmas, Criminals, and Campers. I then read number 5, which is Motorhomes, Maps, and Murders, and I stopped to read Cozy Christmas Memories. Well, actually, to finish a True Crime Book Club. So the next book that I read was, but if you're looking for a new cozy mystery series, I just have to tell you, the Camper and Criminal series by Tanya Kappas, K-A-P-P-E-S, is fantastic. I don't know if I'm going to include the book covers for this or not, but if you look it up, the book covers are just absolutely delightful as well. So that was that, and then there was something else I want to say. Oh, she's written like 180 books. She has tons of series, so I'm thinking about, I think I might have already downloaded a book of another one of her series. Okay, so, oh, I did, and I read it. Oh. Well, that was stupid, Peter. Okay, the next book that I read was A Dark Room in Glitterball City, Murder, Secrets, and Scandal in Old Louisville. And this was our True Crime Book Club, or this was our book for True Crime Book Club for November. And it was about 2 gay men that were kind of a couple that killed this guy in Louisville, Kentucky, like in 2010. I ended up, well, I gave it 4 stars because at the end redeemed itself for me, but the book was very, very slow. It was basically a history lesson of old Louisville and all of these kind of intriguing different, what do you call it, just facts about Louisville, but then the backdrop was the murder and the trial. It really didn't have that much to do with it. If you've read Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, it's very similar to that. And in fact, I think that's where he got his idea. And then I read A Scene of the Grind, Killer Coffee #1 by Tanya Kappas. And this was her other, this is another one of her series, which is the Killer Coffee series. After a bitter divorce, Roxy and Davis, her friends, though a few call her Roxy, has moved back home to Honey Springs, Kentucky, where she opened the tourist lakefront town's first coffee house, the Bean Hive. And the whole thing is done to this like honey theme, and it's Honey Springs, and they're having the honey festival. It's very cute. The whole thing is very cute. And of course, there's 2 people that she's in love with, possibly, or falling in love with, and she doesn't know which one. And so there's romance to it and all that kind of stuff. And there's also tons of good food. So that one I gave, hold on a second. That one I gave 4 stars to. I mean, unless one of these cozy mysteries just knocks my socks off, I'm probably not going to give it 5 stars. And then the last book that I read, I should have just brought it over. I have it sitting right over there. For the month of November was Cheer Up, Love and Pom Poms, and it was a graphic novel. And let me read this to you really quick because it deserves it. A sweet, queer teen romance perfect for fans of Fence and Check. Please. Annie is a smart, antisocial lesbian starting her senior year of high school who's under pressure to join the cheerleader squad to make friends and round out her college applications. Her former friend, BB, is a people pleaser, a trans girl who must keep her parents happy with her grades and social life to keep their support of her transition. Through the rigors of squad training and amped up social pressures, not to mention microaggressions and other queer youth problems, the 2 girls rekindle a friendship they thought they'd lost and discover there may be other sweeter feelings springing up between them. And the book, I think I gave it, well, I gave it 4 stars because there was a few things in there that I thought could have been, I don't know, like, just even more so. But the book was so fantastic. It just was like, I think for, you know, LGBTQIA plus literature, it just was really, it's really needed right now. And the pictures were beautiful, and I thought the dialogue was real between the teenagers, and I thought the dialogue was real with the parents, and the very overprotective parents of this, this teen girl, this teen trans girl. They're very afraid, you know, for her to go out at night by herself and things like that. I thought there were some real issues that were discussed in here that were important. It definitely addressed the dangers that trans people face on a daily basis. And I just thought that it was wonderfully done. I just was really, really impressed with it. So anyway, let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you read in the month of November. And yeah, and let me know what you're reading right now. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.